Welcome back to Independent Blazers. I'm Dan.
And I'm Joe. And Dan, we have some devastating news. What are we going to talk about today? Tell the folks.
We're going to talk about the fires in Southern California, in the Hollywood Hills mostly. But before we do that, Joe, tell him.
Folks, please like, subscribe, share, bang the notification button. It helps us, it helps you, helps the algorithm. Also, go to X, formerly known as Twitter, for our independent. Follow us there, Independent Blazers. And Dan, the death toll is up to 5 as of 1 hour ago here, January 9th in Los Angeles. Flames continue to engulf the Los Angeles area and threaten the Hollywood Hills. Dan, what do you think?
Okay, well, as you know, I do believe that private companies are more efficient than government. And according to fire.ca.gov, there's only 2 fatalities, but I tend to more believe private sources. And the
Well,
government
this
doesn't always act fast.
just for the folks, I will say this. This was as of 1 hour ago from thehill.com. So again, more than 1,000 structures have been destroyed by the Pacific Palestine's fire unit in west of Los
Pacific
Angeles.
Palisades, you mean? Pacific Palisades?
Palisades. I'm sorry.
Freudian slip.
Yeah, Palisades Fire. Let me get that. Pacific Palisades Fire. Let me give them the respect they deserve. Pacific Palisades Fire, west of Los Angeles. Sometimes entire neighborhoods have been leveled due to the flames that remain uncontained, according to the Associated Press. So anywhere from 200 to 500 structures have been damaged or destroyed from the Eastern Fire north of Pasadena. So, Dan, you're from California, obviously. This is devastating. I don't wish something like this on anyone. Even if I had enemies, I wouldn't wish this on their family or them.
Yeah. I'm from Northern California originally, but still, fires are not unknown in Northern California either. And that's one of the major disadvantages about living there just geographically. I mean, in the South, you have hurricanes, and the Midwest, you have blizzards. And in California, it's fires you got to worry about.
There are mandatory evacuations. They're underway.
Yeah.
Related, so the order was placed for mandatory evacuations. Other areas were alerted that they should be ready to leave their homes, around the Hollywood Hills, Los Angeles. Lawmakers, of course, on both sides of the aisle, say they stand ready to assist with emergency aid, and some say it may be California's worst disaster in history.
History, I don't know, because there was the 1989 earthquake as well as the 1994 earthquake, and the 1906. So worse in history, I doubt that one. Plus, another reason why it's getting a lot more attention than before is because it's in the Hollywood Hills, which is more the ritzy part.
Right.
And sorry to sound like such a cynic, but I am in these cases. What if a fire broke out in maybe Inglewood, Compton, maybe East LA, Huntington Park, one of those places? I don't think it would get anywhere near as much attention. Plus, the Hollywood sign is apparently caught fire, is going to catch fire. And so many care more about that than they do the actual people suffering.
Now, President Biden did sign off on a federal disaster declaration and emergency aid. So he did sign, so that gives the federal government authority to send some emergency aid and help. Other states have offered to help, and despite Governor DeSantis and Newsom being rivals, Governor DeSantis has offered to help. And to be fair, when Florida was going through their hurricanes, Governor Newsom also offered to help. So it's good at least that politics are getting put aside and during these tragic times. We got to make sure as many people get help as possible.
That's good. I did not know that prior, but okay. Now, speaking of Newsom, though, one thing that just makes my blood boil.
What's
I
that?
wondered, okay, now California, if it were its own independent nation, it'd be the fifth largest economy in the world.
Yes.
Yet it's a very dysfunctional state. I know, I'm from there. And I wondered, why isn't a place like California, why doesn't it have the resources to fight those fires? And I found out just today that a little over 3 years ago, Gavin Newsom had donated a lot of firefighting equipment and personal protection equipment to Ukraine in its war effort. I mean, it's one thing to help out another country in need, but it's another thing to give up your own resources and your own protection. No,
Well,
that's
and again, I don't want to get too political here, but California has been ruled pretty much a one-party state for a while, except for really parts of Central California. But I'm talking the legislative body has been dominated by Democrats. And again, I don't think one-party power is good on either side too much. You could say the same thing, for example, in Mississippi. Maybe the Republicans have too much power, but
right.
again,
Oh,
neither here
the
or there. Take a look at this article, Dan.
Right. This is the one I sent earlier. Now, this is from 2022. California continues to send life-saving support to Ukraine. Read the article, folks. 50 Bedfield medical stations along thousands of pieces of protective gear. Oh, yeah, and look at it. Unprovoked invasion. Anyway, but there you see it. And this is not on some political site. This is on the official California site under Gavin Newsom, and he had this printed. And
right.
Okay, I'm one of those people who hold the opinion that sure, we can help other countries, but we got to help ourselves first. You can't pour from an empty cup, folks, just like as an individual. If I can't help other people if I don't help myself as well. How about you, Joe?
Absolutely. I agree. I think our government, they ought to prioritize better. I get it. Now, I don't want to get off track here, for example, with Ukraine, but there's both sides make good points, but look, when our citizens are in trouble, we ought to be there to try to help them, especially something as devastating as this. Ember was now this term embercast occur when fire embers travel. EMBERS. What are fire embers? Does anyone know that? So
it's like a spark.
Yeah,
it's like a spark, isn't it?
So when while these firefighters battle these massive wildfires in Los Angeles, they are also bracing for embercast that could spread the raging flames miles away. So these firefighters are fighting battles on many fronts. These embercasts occur when heavy winds carry the cylinder downwind to a new area where spot fires can be ignited. According to this is from the Los Angeles Fire Department. These spot fires could be in another brush area which then creates its own amber cast, and the pattern repeats, officials noted. So the not only is this is not just a normal fire, what these firefighters in Los Angeles are facing, but they also have to face water shortages, funding issues, and the Los Angeles area is a crowded area. So evacuating it is also a challenge. So there's several challenges that we're looking at here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this, yeah.
I mean, if it was a challenge to evacuate in Florida, which is mostly flat, imagine trying to evacuate in California, which is, especially LA, a lot of hills, limited road space. Like LA is synonymous with traffic jams. Now imagine traffic jams while people are trying to evacuate. That's just.
So these wildfires in the Pacific Palisades area have spread to more than 2,925 acres with no containment, causing more than 80,000 to evacuate as of Wednesday. And here we are, as of in America, as of the recording is Thursday morning in the United States. And the National Weather Service said this could be the strongest Santa Ana windstorm in more than a decade, which began Tuesday across Los Angeles and Ventura, both Los Angeles and Ventura counties. So this is a challenge, folks. And again, I'm wishing the best for the folks in Los
I am
Angeles.
too.
At this particular moment, I just hope the firefighters have what they need to contain this. And we're living in interesting times. So, Dan, what else you have to say?
As of now, that's all I have to say about the matter, because this is still a relatively new story. But
And particularly as of the time of this video, some sites say 2. As of an hour ago, one of the articles that we just posted on thehill.com said 5 have been confirmed dead. So some say 2. Matter of fact, I wish no one was confirmed dead. I'd rather the 2 than the 5. But any life, one life loss is tragic. So we don't want to make light of that. We just want to let you know we're going to, here at Independent Blazers, we're going to stay up on current events or any serious breaking stories in the United States or around the world, my friends. So, and again, tell us, folks, what you want us to talk about. We want to be a channel that blazes independently, even if we have certain beliefs.
Yeah.
We want everyone's welcome here of all, whether no matter what your politics, no matter what your views, just be respectful. Stan.
Yes, I also agree that challenges are often welcome as long as they're respectful, as long as they're intellectually stimulating, and and you have concrete evidence. That's great. I can change my belief system and my biases over time if enough evidence is presented to
Oh,
me.
sure.
It's not the easiest thing. I'm not a robot. I wish I were. I wish I could be. I wish I could just change with the facts, but no, enough facts piled on can make me change my biases gradually. In the meantime, folks, or before we go, Joe, got anything?
No, I don't, Dan, but I don't. But thanks for watching, folks. And please, Dan, what do the folks need to do?
Like, subscribe, share, bang the notification button and bell, as it helps us, hopefully helps you, and it helps the algorithm. Follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter.
And folks,
And in a different way, in a different way than California, Joe, what should else they do?
well, to grab their independent minds, folks, and please blaze and be safe wherever you're at. And pray for the folks in California. Thank you.